all the spells in the world, and not a single land to cast them.
Welcome back to Mana Screwed Media. Today we are doing another deck tech. It's going to be another avatar deck I built from the new set. This one is going to be Four Zuko. This is probably the strongest one I built from this set. I put in Architect. I'll put the link to that down in the description. It said it was a bracket 4. It does have a few infinite combos. This is a deck that I bust out for fun once in a while. It's definitely not a all the time type of deck. I'll get it split up in piles and we'll start going through it. Alright, so obviously we got Zuko, the commander. He's a 2/4 Firebending X. I love Firebending. I mentioned that in the Iroh video. Whenever you cast a spell from exile and whenever a permanent you control enters from exile, put +1/+1 on each creature you control. This Firebending gets out of control. This ability right here makes it get out of control. It's crazy. I love his design. I love him as a commander. His sleeve's a little scuffed up, but he's a good commander. The first stack we'll look at is this stack here. I mean, you're gonna need something to cast the spells. Mana fixing is very important. So I went a route, mainly because it's red, I went the route of treasure tokens. We got Gilded Pinions here. When it enters, create a treasure, and then equip creature is flying. That's just going to help us with Iroh. Equip this Iroh, he is flying. He's going to be less able to be blocked. We're going to be able to get that Firebending. Big score. Pretty common card. Just no cost. Discard a card. Draw 2 and create 2 treasures. It's pretty good. Plundering Pirate. When he enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. We can flicker him. Create a few treasures from him once in a while. We got Medalist Artisan. I don't even know how to say that first word. He's got Proudness, that's pretty good, but when he enters, create a treasure so we can flicker him as well, just to generate treasures off him. Prompto is from the Final Fantasy set. He's 2/2 haste. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast it, create a treasure. So say we cast Big Score, 4 mana dropped, we're going to get 2 treasures, draw 2, and then because of Prompto, we're going to get another treasure. So that's pretty good value off of him. And for a 2-drop, that's pretty decent. Heraldic Banner, he enters, choose a color, creatures of the chosen color get +1/+0, and then it taps for mana of the chosen. Any of the 3 colors we choose is going to buff our commander, which is going to make his Firebending go up. So that it's a good mana rock. It's gonna help with our Firebending. It's a good card all around. Faithless Looting, I just threw this in here because it's Faithless Looting. We got red, we might as well use it to get some card advantage here. Got that flashback, we're gonna be able to use it more than once. That's the section for that. Next is this part. This is kind of removal and just to mix up the game a little. This stack here is cards that are going to just mix it up a little, kind of throw something at you you're not really expecting. The last Agnicot, this is pretty good. Target creature you control fights target creature an opponent controls. If the creature the opponent controls is dealt excess damage, that way add that much red mana. That's gonna go big for Zuko. He's gonna probably be big. He gets +1/+1 every time someone enters from exile. We've got a lot of pieces here for exile. We're going to get a lot of red mana, and then until end of turn you don't lose unspent red mana as step and phase is ended. That Firebending mana, because of this, is going to carry over. That's going to be really nice. Pegasus Guardian, it's a way to blink, so that is one of our ways to blink if we need to, and it's in an instant adventure, so we're going to blink something, and then this is going to go into exile and cast the creature for the exile and get 2 exile triggers off of Zuko. And then this is just value for exiling. At the end of your end step, the permanent you control left the battlefield, create a 1/1 Pegasus with flying. So that's just value. Invincible Hymn, you're going to be targeted with this deck 100%. It's kind of expensive, but this is going to help you get your life total back up. This will save you in a pinch. revoke existence. If someone tries to target your commander with an enchantment, which happens a lot when I'm playing against a blue player, try to frogify or something like that. Just something to be able to save your commander out of Divine Reckoning. Your board staying looking good, everybody else's, and you want to keep Zuko, you're getting rid of everything with this. You're keeping Zuko, everybody else is getting rid of token decks. Hate to see this card coming. Tempest of Light. This again, just get rid of those enchantments that are going to be bothering you. Destroy all enchantments for a 3-drop. That's not bad at all. Especially when like something like Demystify is a 1-drop for just 1-2 more mana, and you're taking out every enchantment on the board. So that's pretty good. Demystifies obviously. Mr. Negative. I really like this card in here because we can blink him multiple times and almost use him as a politic type card. It says when he enters the battlefield, you may exchange life total with target opponent. If you lost life this way, draw that many cards. So A, he can be used for card advantage, or B, we're using him to say, hey, leave me alone. I'll trade lives with you. I'll blink this and trade lives with this other guy. He's gonna have less life than all of us. I like this card. He's really cool to use. He's from the Spider-Man set. It was a very cool set. Clarion Conqueror. This guy is in here for when the board is just being too stupid. I'm throwing him down. We're gonna slow down and stop what we're doing. Just activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers can't be activated. We're just slowing down the board. We're taking a pause. Let me regather, maybe draw some cards from my Faithless Looting or Big Score and get some card advantage before we go anymore. I think this is the last one, yes. Collision of Realms. It is 7 mana, but this card is honestly just crazy. Each player shuffles all creatures they own into the library. Each player who shuffled a non-token creature into the library this way reveals cards from the top of the library until they reveal a creature card. Then puts that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of the library in any random order. This is another one of those just board resets. You're going to be targeted with this deck. Your board state, if everybody targets you, I've had it happen, your board state's going to be small, very small, and everybody else is popping off because they're not worried about each other. This is going to help just even the playing field. I like this card a lot. I know it's kind of costly, 7 mana, but it's a good reset. Next up, this pile is, I'm pretty sure this is the burn pile. We've got obviously a lightning strike here, deals 3 damage to a creature or player. Electro Dominance. This is a really cool card. Deals X damage to any target. You may cast a spell with mana value X or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. It's a pretty cool card. I like this a lot. You're gonna deal damage that you pay into it, but then you're gonna get a free spell from doing that damage. Pretty crazy card if you ask me. Thunder Magic. You can just pay the 1. It's going to do basically a shock, or you can pay mana into it and upgrade it. You got a small threat, larger threat, and big threat. You can decide what you're going to do to that card. Then obviously you've got shock in here. Staple Red Burn just deals 2 damage. Sabo Tinder is from the Final Fantasy set. I like this card a lot. He's a 2/1 reach. When a land enters, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. It's just a good little burn. We're going to use burn to get people's life totals down. It's a good little burn. Cosmic Wave does 1 damage to each creature your opponents controls, and they can't block this turn. This is a way to take out all those token armies you're facing and make Zuko be able to swing through to hit that firebending trigger. Suplex, another big card from the Final Fantasy. I know a lot of people like this. It's got that lightning strike effect, but also we've got an exile target artifact if we need to get rid of something. So that's pretty good. Call on Professional. Players can't gain life this turn. Damage can't be prevented this turn, and it deals 3 damage. A lot of value for, what is that, 3 mana? A lot of value. Strangle, just a 1-drop, 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. It comes in handy. So this stack is just, we're going to want to do a little bit of damage, and we're going to want to prevent from blocking Zuko. So that's what this is. Pretty good. This stack here is just going to help us in either our board state or building our board state with attacking. We got Zuko Avatar Hunter. How can you not have the other Zukos in the Firelord Zuko deck? Whenever you cast a red spell, create a 2/2 red creature token. That's going to be a good board builder for us. We're going to probably be casting quite a few red spells. Side quest. At the beginning of your combat, on your turn, target creature you control gets +2/+0 until end of turn. That's going to help Zuko's firebending. And then at the end of combat, if a player was dealt 6 or more combat damage, you can transform this and attach it. You can see here, equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has double strike. It's going to be big to use on Zuko. That's going to be really good to use on Zuko. Frenzied Goblin. Whenever this creature attacks, you may pay 1 red. If you do, target creature can't block this turn. So you're going to swing him out with Zuko. Use some of the mana from Firebending to activate Frenzied and stop that threat that someone has that could take out Zuko. That way Zuko can get through. So say Zuko's that, what is he going to be, like a 6/8? You swing him out. Someone's got a 9/9 they can block. You pay that 1 red into him. That 9/9 cannot block now. So good guy to attack with Zuko. Seer Vondum Lucent. Death Touch Lifelink. Whenever he enters or attacks creatures you control, get +0 and gain Death Touch until end of turn. So again, boosting Zuko, giving Zuko a reason not to be blocked, and then just Zuko's going to be putting +1/+1s on this guy as well. This lifelink is going to help you gain back life you're going to be losing from people targeting you 100%. You get this guy real big, that's a lot of life you're going to gain in there. Itali's Favor. When it enters the battlefield, discover 3, and then enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has trample. So another boost to Zuko. Zuko's gonna get more firebending from this and be able to trample over creatures. So that's good. Then we got Iroh Firebending Instructor. Whenever he attacks, attacking creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So we're just obviously going to give this to Firelord Zuko and give us more firebending to mess around with. And I mean, you gotta have Iroh with Zuko. You can't not. Here's one of the big stacks here. This is Exile. This is what you gotta use to get Zuko's triggers. This is a stack here. So a lot of these cards are going to be like Settle Beyond Your Reality, exile target creature, and then return to the battlefield. Zuko Exiled Prince, we're going to be able to pay 3 mana into him from his own firebending and exile the top card. You may play that card this turn. So that's going to give trigger to Zuko. We're going to exile 3 cards. Flicker of Fate, exiling Ashok Wicked Manipulator. If you would pay life while your library has at least that many cards in it, exile that many cards from the top of your library. So this is going to exile her +1 ability, but this is going to go really good hand in hand with Osmodeus, the Archfiend. If you would draw a card, exile the top card of your library face down, sits dead, pay 3, draw 7 cards, and then return all cards exiled of Osmodeus, and you would lose that much life. Well, instead of losing that much life, you're just going to be exiling more cards. So them two together are pretty decent. Adele Adrian Garian's Ward. When he enters, exile any number of non-land permanents you control until he leaves the battlefield. Create a 1/1 for each way. So we're going to exile, flicker him, and return everything, but have double the creatures because of the 1/1s he's making. Far Traveler. It's a good enchantment. Creature commanders you have at the beginning of your end step, exile up to 1 target attack creature and then return to the battlefield. So every turn, if this is on the board, no matter what, as long as you attacked, you're getting the Zuko trigger. Visor of Deferment. When it enters the battlefield, you may exile target creature if it attacked or blocked this turn and return to the battlefield. So again, triggering. Haste Magic. We're going to be able to give Zuko a buff, and then we're going to exile the top card, and we may play it until our next end step. So giving Zuko buff, but we're exiling, so that's also going to trigger him. Light Up the Stage. Going to be able to exile again, triggering. Itali, massive staple for exile decks. He attacks, exile the top card of each player's library, and I can play those without paying their mana cost. Crazy value. You attack with Itali, if you're at a 4-person commander game, you're getting 4 triggers off Zuko every combat step. Insane value. Terrace of the Light Shatter. Whenever it enters, discard up to 2 cards, draw that many, and then if it attacks, if there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, exile a card at random from your graveyard, you may play that card this turn. So those Faithless Looting and Big Score, even though we're going to be discarding cards, we're going to get on the back eventually of this guy's online. We're going to be able to get them and play them from exile, triggering Zuko. Kellen, Planar Trailblazer. We mainly want this guy just as the upgraded because whenever he deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of your library, you may play that card till end of turn. So we mainly want him for that ability. Kratos, the New Dawn. This was a really popular card in Aether Drift. He goes insane with Zuko. He can't attack unless there are 7 more cards in exile. Whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile from graveyards or the battlefield during your turn, you draw a card and lose life. We're going to be flickering. That's just what this deck does. Because of that, we're going to get card advantage. We might be losing life, but if we've got that Planeswalker out I showed earlier, we're just going to be exiling more cards instead of losing the life. So he does really good in here. Marker of Reckless Joy, just an X spell of a way that we can get more cards exiled from the top of our library. Unlucky Witness, he's just a little 1-drop 1/1 blocker that whenever he dies, we can exile the top 2 cards. Lelia the Blade Reforged. She's gonna exile our exile cards whenever she attacks, but she's going to get +1/+1s from those exiled cards. So with her and Zuko, she's gonna get multiple. She's gonna get big. She's gonna get big really, really fast. Livio, Oathsworn Sentinel, just another way to be able to exile cards and then return those cards to the battlefield, triggering Zuko. Seer Vondam. This is a card from Edge of Eternities, I believe. Whenever another creature you control dies or is put into exile, put +1/+1 on her and I gain a life. So she is going to trigger multiple times a turn and going to be able to give me a lot of life. Blink Dog, I mean, he just phases out. You can pay mana and get a trigger off Zuko if you weren't able to get something that turn. Opera Love Song, another way to either get cards exiled or to buff Zuko and get more firebending. Lulu, Loyal Hollyphant. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you control left the battlefield this turn, put +1/+1 on each type of creature you control. So we're going to get +1/+1 from Zuko, and then we're going to get even more from Lulu. Summon Brainhealer. Exile the top cards anytime a lore counter is put on, and then when you cast the next creature, it gains haste until end of turn. So if we get this on turn 2, the next turn, we're going to be able to cast Zuko and have him have haste immediately. But also exile, maybe play something. I doubt it unless we have a mana rock out. But still, the haste is good enough. Strongbox Raider. When this creature enters, if you attack this turn, exile the top 2 cards. Norn, Swift Survivalist. I love this card as a 1-drop. He can't block. Whenever a creature you control becomes blocked, you may exile it and you may play that card from exile this turn. So we're going to attack. If something gets blocked, it's not going to die. It's going to get exiled. We're going to play it again and it's going to trigger Zuko. So we're not losing anything and we're gaining off of that. Another card just to exile from the top of the library. Beginning of upkeep, each player exiles the top card of the library. Until end of turn, you may play the card you own from exiled. Philia, Exuberant Shepherd, another stable exile card. Whenever she attacks, you exile, and then you put +1/+1s on her. And then we're back to this. So this whole stack, like I said, this is just exiling ways to trigger Zuko. This is how we're going to get our Zuko triggers. Here is our mana base. Not a lot of these lands go super well Zuko. We got a lot of basics, a lot of splits. This does pretty well because it is an adventure. We're going to be able to play this, exile it, and then play the land. So we're going to be able to trigger this pretty well from Zuko. Then, like I said, we got basics in here, plane swaps, mountains. We got some split lands just to be able to have that priority. Whenever you attack, create 2/1/1s that are attacking. Get some creatures out there if we don't have anything. Let's see, what is this? Put target artifact or creature into its owner's library. So this is a little bit of removal right here, and we're exiling. Some just staple splits right there. So not a lot, just 2 or 3 lands out of here that would go well with Zuko, but mainly it's just for mana base. And then the last stack here is one of the big infinite combos in Zuko. So we've got Windsweeper Angel. Whenever she enters the battlefield, you may exile another target creature you control and then return that to the battlefield under its own control. And then Icewind Stalwart does the exact same thing. So these two, if one's on the board and you play the other, you're just going to exile them constantly, putting infinite +1/+1s on Zuko. Then, if we've got these 2 cards out with them, we're going to do infinite damage when another creature enters the battlefield. It does 1 damage to each opponent, and infinite life. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. So these 4 cards online, let alone, are going to just infinitely give you life, infinitely drain, and infinitely +1/+1 on everything. So it's kind of a broken infinite combo, but you're going to have a hard time finding it. I did not put tutors in here because that would make it just beyond crazy. So you're going to have to hope that you get this infinite combo. So the odds of not getting it are pretty fair. Pretty fair odds. That way people aren't like completely shut down to playing this deck. I've played it about 4 times now. I really enjoy it. It has yet to lose because, like I said, once you get once Zuko's online and you've got ways to blink, he gets out of control pretty fast. But I've pulled off the infinite combo once. It did go crazy. It did win me the game. I was very happy with it. This is my Zuko deck though. If you want to see a top 7, you can go check out the Instagram, TikTok. I'll put a short on YouTube as well. If you like this content, make sure to follow, like, and subscribe. I'm going to be doing Toph the first Melbourne next. I appreciate it.